Hey, this is Dark Ravens from Heavenly Shadow Corp. I decided to make a quick little video on how to set yourself up on Star Citizen, seeing as how it's a little overwhelming for people when they're brand new. First thing you're going to want to do is go to robertspaceindustries.com. You can Google that, or I'll provide a link below. Up top here, you'll see a nice little menu. The first tab right here, you're going to have options like Ship Matrix, which is going to tell you all the different ships and the different specs you'll have on them, which I've already opened here. You can use the little arrow keys up here to kind of scroll through everything. On the side, you'll see models, manufacturers, which are the different companies inside the game that make them. They all can have their own style. Descriptions of what the ships are intended for, but you can oftentimes use them for things that they didn't plan on. You're going to have stuff like measurements, which will give you an idea of how big your ship is, the length, the beam, and the height, and how much it weighs on its own. You'll have options like structural, which will tell you the crew capacity, the cargo capacity, and a bunch of other information. And you can go on down. Propulsion is obviously what pushes the ship. Hard points are things like weapon mounts and what the ship comes equipped with. And then additional is usually some fun stuff like jump drives. Some come with buggies or whatever else. So it's cool to take a look at everything and decide on what ship fits you best. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the main site now. Now if you look down here, there's a button called Enlist. Enlist is how you sign up for the game. If you click the Enlist button, it'll take you to this page. You can type in a login ID, which is just going to be what you use to log onto the game, so it's not that important that it looks fancy. Password is kind of self-explanatory, but you want to make sure you make a nice one that you can remember. That'll keep your account safe. So you'll see the little bars on the bottom here will fill up. The more complicated you make it, the better. Email address and confirm. Birth date. The handle is what everyone is going to see you as. So that's the name that you want to be cool and fancy and make unique. The community right here is going to be the forums. So whatever name you pick here, everyone's going to recognize you as that on the forums. So you can decide to go the same as a handle, or you can try and do something different. Then you have a referral code, which is optional. If you got a code from somebody else, and I just threw one on here so that you can use this one if you want, if you enter it, you'll immediately start out with an extra $5,000 inside the game, which is convenient for you, and the person who gave it to you gets a small bonus as well. So it's kind of a win-win. If you're new at this point, you won't have one of your own yet, so go ahead and use this one if you want, or if you have a friend, you can use theirs. And then you're going to type in a little security code down here at the bottom, check the box saying you have agreed to the terms, and click Enlist Now. That's going to set your account up. You should get an email to confirm that your account's been made, and then after that's done, you're going to go up to My RSI. My RSI will let you go ahead and log in. Alright, now that you've signed in, your account should be up. You can click the little My RSI up top here. It'll show your name. It'll show your store credits, which is basically if you had a ship or something like that and you didn't like it and you sold it back, then you would get in-store credits for a dollar amount. UEC is going to be the money that you have in the game, which if you put that referral code in, should be about 5,000. REC is rental. So if you play matches right now, since the actual game isn't out and online yet, you can earn rental money. So you can go and rent different ships and weapons and parts and test them out and not waste actual money. Or so you can try new things until the game actually launches, so you don't have to spend any additional money in the game. You'll see My Account, which gives you all the details on your account, your different options for setting up, if you get notifications and so on and so forth. We'll go into detail on all this again later. My hangar is going to show you all your purchases. The things that you have in your hangar is going to be like ships and weapons and gear and decorations and stuff like that will all be listed there. And then there's the subscribers tab, which tends to throw everybody off. The subscriber tab is going to be for people who decided they want to back the game in a unique way, which will allow them to create additional content in the form of videos saying how the production's going, behind the scenes, a lot of stuff to help inform the community and help us stay involved. Subscriptions are not necessary, period. They are solely for people who want to help pay for the videos to help keep everybody informed, keep everybody on the same page. The real game, once it's out and launched, will require absolutely no monthly payments. Subscriptions are solely for us, people who feel like wasting a little extra money and helping the community stay informed. So you do not have to subscribe, period. If you want to, that's something you can do after you've been in the game a little bit and you decide that you really, really like it and you want to help them produce some extra videos and keep everybody informed. That's how they pay for that. So do not confuse that with like game subscriptions that other games have. This is just for people who want to help provide additional content for the community to watch. Alright, now that's out of the way. You'll see across the top here I have 3 different little symbols. One is my organization that I run, which is Heavenly Shadow Corp. If you join one, it'll appear right here, and you can actually click it and it'll take you to your page. So I'll open that in a new tab, and ba-dow, you get your page. It'll have stuff like members, so you can see who you're playing with, a chart, fleet view, which is going to show all the ships and stuff later on. Hasn't been implemented yet. You'll have your own chat. And if you're an owner or a officer of some kind, there'll be admin. Alright, so moving back, you'll also have contacts here. Oh, sorry, I didn't describe the other two. This means I'm a subscriber, which again, not necessary. And this is your rank. Contacts, you can add all your friends. You can search directories, type in who you want to add. If you have a friend who's already playing the game, or you played a game with somebody and you really like them and you were talking a bit, you can go ahead and try and add them through here. Alright, so if you're a brand new player, odds are you don't have an actual ship package yet. So you can go across the top. You can find a bunch of cool information about the game in these different tabs. Right here is kind of giving you the game, a bunch of different information. Ship matrix, which we talked about a little earlier, is going to help you decide what ship is best for you. Now, not all these ships are available right now, only certain ones are, and some are sold as packages, and some are sold as independent ships. So their standalones are not packages. They don't have the game attached to it. So you can buy a standalone to add onto your account, but it doesn't come with the game. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is actually buy a ship and a package. Now you can go across the top here to the store, and inside the store you'll see stuff like the referral program, which now that you have an account, you'll have a code if you want to have a friend and hook them up. Fly Now is kind of like a try the game before you buy it deal. In-game, Voyager Direct, electronic access, and game credits. So game credits is like, hey, I'm going to buy some in-game credits to unlock or buy, weapons and stuff, which again is not necessary. You can use a rental, or you can wait till the actual game launches and earn anything you want in game. Anything can be earned in game. You do not have to buy the big fancy ships. You can earn those later. It's just an option for people who want to back the game more. So we have electronic access, which is going to be going in and buying different things with your rental, and Voyager Direct is going to be actual cash. You have merchandise, which is going to be actual physical things you can buy, t-shirts, cups, mugs, whatever. Subscriptions, again, not necessary. Those are just for people who decide they want to back the videos and stuff like that they're producing. Extras and event tickets, they have a bunch of Citizens Con and Gamers Con and stuff like that. You can actually get tickets and go see their events live, or you can wait and watch them on Twitch. Then there is the overall store. You're going to see all items, ships, game packages, and ship upgrades. So if you buy a ship and later on you decide, not quite what I was looking for, you can go to ship upgrades and upgrade the ship that you bought. Now, if we're going to go to game packages, because you're brand new, you want a game package first. So you'll see that these say package on the bottom. It's very important that you buy a package first, because that's what comes with the game. Now, there's a lot of fancy stuff out here. Some of them are combo packs, which means they have multiple ships in them. Do not recommend starting out with that. As a new player, someone who's new to the game, I recommend you get something fairly cheap, play it a bit, and see if it's really what's for you, if you haven't already tried the free-to-play bit. Now, up top here, you have something like the Aurora, which is going to be a little cargo hauler. Something to note with this is it actually has fixed guns, which can't really rotate very much. They're locked dead to the center of your screen, which makes fighting a bit more difficult. For me, I went with a 325A to start with, just because it has guns that can point and turn. Makes things a little bit easier, and it's still fairly cheap. Now, if you decide you want to go the basic $45 thing and wait and upgrade later, that's fine as well. Maybe a Mustang Alpha would be a little bit more your pace, because it does have the turret on the bottom that can turn. So cargo versus fighting, it's all up to you what you want. Once you have a game package, if you decide you want to upgrade, like I said, you can click here. If you decide to change your mind later, that's why I said start with the basic. You can choose whatever ship you have, and you can choose what you want to upgrade it to, and it'll tell you how much more you owe. So if you have a $20 ship, and you're going to get, the Mustang, it'll tell you it'll cost you an extra $5 to transfer over, because one was 25 and you're upgrading to a 30, so you don't have to pay more than you would have anyway. So it's a little convenient tool for you. Once you have a ship package, you can go up to the community right here, and you can click on organizations. And this will tell you all the current groups or guilds or orgs, if you want to call them, whatever, listed on the page here. So this is only a few of them. You can click New and Rising, Most Active, or the largest. Being in the largest groups sometimes is cool because you're part of a big, strong organization, but a lot of times it's not as personal or as fun. So I find a lot of times I like joining New and Rising organizations over the largest ones. Most active ones are also good because obviously they're going to be going and doing a lot of things, and they're online a lot. All right, having said that, we'll go to my RSI. So let's say we're going to talk about the hangar here. Okay, so now we're on the hangar page. Hangar log will just tell you kind of stuff you've done recently. It's not really too important to you. The hangar, which right now mine is set to air view just because I like it's kind of open. Depending on what ship you bought will change what hangars are available for you. You can click configure and you can change which hangar you're going to spawn in. If you bought a really El Cheapo ship, like the $45 one, like I recommended, you're going to start with the self-land hangar, which is going to be this kind of rusty, kind of crude-looking hangar, which is actually kind of cool. There's AeroView, which is a more open space, big area, kind of cool hangar. The Revel in York is like the ritzy, super clean, super fancy kind of hangar. And then the Industrial is actually inside of an asteroid. So it's really rough looking, a lot of stuff looks like it's shot up and broken, kind of piratey. Okay, so once you select whatever hangar you want, you can come down here and it'll say your ships. These are all the ships that you own. You can go ahead and click the ship and drag it over to whatever position you want. Right now I have a large, so I can only fit one large ship in the central bay. If I have 3 small ships, I could put up to 3 small ships in the center bay, or 1 medium ship. Right now, my central bay is status full. I can go ahead and save this, and then when I log in, my ship will appear in the hangar. If I haven't put the ship in the hangar and saved it, it won't appear there. Alright, so that's saved. So we're going to go ahead and go back. Right here you can see all the latest information on things that you have acquired. I went to CitizenCon, so it gave me a little CitizenCon trophy for my hangar. If you want to simplify things, you can go game packages, standalone ships, which again, standalone ships don't come with a game. They are just add-ons to your account. And a lot of ships only come available as standalone ships. So if you want to buy a really fancy one, chances are it won't be in game packages, it'll be in standalone. You can do upgrades that you've gotten to ships. So like I said, if you had one ship and you decided you want something a little better, That'll be listed in here as well as an upgrade. You can get decorations like fish tanks and so on and so forth. It'll also list the shields and weapons that you've bought. And again, those will be available in the store via Voyager Direct. If you wanted ships that were not packages, you could have clicked ships up top here. If you want to add on another one, and it'll list all the ships in the game. Now you'll notice that when I mouse over the Endeavor here, it says view specs but no price. That's because this was a limited time ship, and it's not going to be sold again unless they do a special event, or the actual game gets released and you go inside and earn it somewhere. This one on right here, the Saber, is actually available right now. So if people wanted to, they could add it to the cart and purchase it. Alright, now that you have your ship, you should have it set up in the hangar. Everything should be ready to go. Now at this point, you can actually go ahead and download the game. So you're going to go to Star Citizen up top, click download, and it's going to give you a little checklist here. Did you sign in our list? I did. Did you get the game, basically buying a ship with a game package? Yes. Did you have your hangar set up? Yes. So for me, I have a couple of ships already in my hangar ready to go. It says Flight in the Arena Commander, ready to go. Discover Planet Side, ready to go. The latest version. So you can click this and download the installer. It tells you the minimum requirements right here that you need for it. You have patch notes to kind of let you know what was recently fixed, and frequently asked questions. Go ahead and go to download installer. You're going to go ahead and download it. While you're waiting on that to happen, you can actually go and check out their map that they just made. It's actually pretty cool. So if we look right here, it says Star Map, New. And this is actually really cool. This is why I love this game so much, is they're going above and beyond and everything. It's really easy to make a simple map that looks good enough and everybody will accept, but they just keep going above and beyond. Sol is our system, for those of you who don't know. It's where Earth is and all our other wonderful planets. Now, the wonderful thing about this is just the amount of detail, and you would expect a game to give you, okay map, but this goes above and beyond anything I was honestly expecting. You can see there's other systems out there that you can go and travel to. Lots and lots and lots of other systems out there. So this is going to be the universe, at least as it stands right now, once the game launches. And obviously they're going to have to work on these. Some of these probably won't be available right away, and you're probably not going to want to go there right away anyway. But long term, they said it's their plan to continue adding on and on and on and on to these. Yeah, I love how beautiful this is. You can see all the orbital paths, the angles are right. They didn't, cop out and just do a really flat general scheme. You can zoom in on the different areas, the different planets, get information, routing. You can bookmark them for later. It's just a beautiful, beautiful game. This is great to play around with while you're waiting for your download to finish. They have jump points. So this will let you get to other systems. You'll have to pilot your way over to those, and then you can jump from system to system via the jump points. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and assume that you guys are done with your download now, because I'm sure you have totally awesome, high-speed Uber internets. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and jump to the game now. Bow. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and launch the game, and then I shall show you around the hangar. Because I can. But I'm not going to make you sit through the loading screen. Alright, so here we are inside our hangar. Right now you can see it's a little dark in here. I turned the setting up as high as I could, but this is a really dark hangar. Now you'll have your main ship sitting in the center here, and if you have any additional ships, the wall will actually open up to your other ship. Up on the left-hand side here, you'll have any kind of hangar flare stuff that you've gotten. Probably won't have most of this stuff. This is stuff for like being a subscriber. It gets you. And once the game actually opens up, you'll be able to find most of the stuff in the game anyway. So, kind of a moot point. The two things you're really concerned about are immediately to your right when you spawn. One is going to be this table right here. This is your hollow table. And the other right there is your simulator. So if I want to use a hollow table, I walk up to it and I hit F. And my ships appear on the side. If I want to change the room, I can just click and drag. I find which one I want. I click the ship and I drag it to the center. This will let me interact with the ship. Anything that is the bright blue, the highlighted bit, you can mouse over and it'll give you information about it. It'll tell you the size and what it's called and the compatible sizes to it on the bottom. If I want to look at a different part of the ship, I can right click anywhere on the screen and drag, and it will rotate my ship around so I can see the other parts. Now let's say I want to just deal with the weapons. I don't want to deal with everything else. I'm going to rotate the bar up top here, click and drag it to weapons, and then it'll list all my weapons. And I can take one off, or I can put one back on. So let's say I'm going to remove this gun right here. I click and drag it away, and I drop it in the bar right here, and now I have an open slot. And it says compatible sizes on it, and compatible types. So I can put a size 1 gun on it. So I'd go over here, I'd find a gun that says size 1, click and drag it over the bubble, and drop it on. If I try and use a gun that's too big, when I click and drag it over it, it'll give me that purple color saying that you need to get the right size. So I get the right size, drag it over the bubble, drop it on, and voila, there it is. You can do this ammo, power, shields, thrusters, so on and so forth, and each one will only highlight the required or compatible items, I should say. You can hit F, that'll close it out. If you want to double check that it actually stuck, because, you know, game's still in development, and there's little glitches here and there, you can just go ahead and pull your ship back up and make sure that the weapon actually made it on there. Like right now, that one did not. So it always pays to double check before you launch the game, so you don't kind of join a match and then have to bail on everybody because it didn't actually stay on. Alright. Next thing you can do is this, and this is your simulator. So you hit F to use it. And this will bring up Arena Commander. Star Marine will be the first-person shooter kind of deal, which is not up and running just yet. Drone Sim is going to be your single-player, kind of learning stuff on your own deal. Free Flight will let you pilot around, nothing will attack you, you'll be safe, you can practice landing and have some fun fooling around. Classic Racing is going to be, well, racing. You can change the different courses right here on the left. You can change your ship right here. And you can change the lap count for this one. You'll also have co-op versus AI, but since we're in the drone sim, you'll only be playing by yourself. It'll be you versus a bunch of AI opponents, and they'll put 1 or 2 AI on your team as well to help you out. Kind of balance things out a bit. Now, before you go off and jump into all these matches, I recommend doing the basic flight training. That'll teach you how to pilot the ship and how to use weapons and take you kind of step by step through everything. Drone Sim would be your next step where you kind of practice on your own. And then Spectrum Match is going to be your playing online with other people. You can do private matches if you just want to do you and your friends, or you can do public. Battle Royale is, well, what you think it is, everybody for himself. Classic Races is racing with a bunch of other people so you can come out on top. co-op versus AI is going to be 4 players versus AI, up to 18 waves you have to survive. It's quite difficult, and it really sucks if you bail on the team. So like I said, try and make sure your weapons and everything are set up before you go. Squadron battle is your team deathmatch. And then you have capture the core, which is basically like capture the flag, just their own little version of it. Your friends will be on the left here. It's the crack of dawn right now, so none of my buddies are on. And you can change your ship right here. Select what one you want, and then hit apply. And that'll apply your ship. You click launch, and it'll search for a match, and it will pair you up with whatever match is best for you. Alright. There's one other area I want to show you before I bounce out here. What the hell am I listening to? Alright, sorry about that. That music was... yeah. Oh yeah, so... one other thing I should explain to you real quick. Electronic access is basically the same thing as your flight sim box we just hopped in, so you can use the electronic access as a shortcut. Right now, it was kind of bugged. I'm not sure what's going on, but it wouldn't launch a match right away for me, so I found that using the actual box worked better. So I'll submit a bug for that in a bit. You'll have your settings, which is basically your camera controls and subtitles and all that kind of stuff. Graphics as well, your graphics. I have all mine jacked up really high because that hangar is super dark, and I'm recording. Then you have your audio, which is obviously, you know, for audio. Your control options, which is going to be like how sensitive things are, if you're inverted, sensitivity, and all that kind of good stuff. Key binding is one of the ones that's actually going to show you what all your buttons actually do, which is really useful. You have flight and on foot, so on foot's like running around first person. You have advanced controls, which will let you choose what every single thing does. So if I want to eject seat or exit seat, I can hit F. If I want to eject, it's right Alt plus L. And if I want to change that, all I have to do is click it and then hit the buttons to change it. If you want to create your own profile, or after you've done all that, you can export control settings and you can save it as an actual set, which is what I did, because every once in a while, being in alpha and beta, you have to do a re-download the whole game and adjust things and so on and so forth, and sometimes your profile gets lost. So I downloaded it and exported it and saved it on my desktop, and then I also shared it with a couple of my friends to see if they liked the button layout I chose. So that's kind of convenient to be able to have that. You can also click the arrows up here, joystick, OS, whatever else, gamepad, keyboard, mouse. And so those are all your different options. You can have fun picking through those. Alright, so when we spawn in the hangar, we spawn right here. And you see, if you just turn around immediately from where you were, there'll be a door behind you. You can go through this door, turn to your right, and there's another hangar door. It takes you into a nice little elevator here. You go to the control panel, hit F to use it. Go to ArcCorp, launch. So right now we're going up to the city above us. There's a number of shops and different areas you can check out, some back alleys and whatnot. Keep in mind that the settings on here, this is a newer area, aren't 100% laid out yet, so you can look at your buttons on your layout to see what you can do. However, some of them aren't listed on there just yet. So I'm going to tell you what those are real quick, so you can get the full experience, so to speak. Alright, so we spawn in an elevator, and as you can see, there's somebody else just kind of banging their head against the wall. Why, I don't know, but they are. So all the players, because there's going to be other players in here, will spawn here. And I don't know what his deal is, but yeah. zombie apocalypse. Need some weapons here. Alright, so people out here checking around the little starting area they opened up to us. This is normally where you would land outside. And this is the entrance to the area, 18. So some of the options I was telling you about that aren't really listed is F12. And this opens up my local chat log. So I can hit enter now and say hi. And if anybody else is around there, they might respond back. If I want to learn what emotes I can do, I can hit enter / help. Oops, keys are in the wrong place. Help. And that will list all the different emotes I can do. You know, if you want to have a little fun with it. Customs. And here we come out into ArcCorp, which is really, really kind of an awesome little place they built. I love the statue they got going in the center here. You'll see other people walking around. Now, right now, I have no idea who that dude is. This is a random dude. If I want to know who they are, I can hit F2. And this opens my Mobi glass, which is going to be kind of like a HUD overlay. And it's used for identifying stuff and giving you additional information on things. Let's see if I can catch this guy. Whoosh. Ha ha ha! There we go. So, yeah, of course you are. So, Saxy over here is checking out some of the medical equipment. And you can see I have a HUD overlay. So it says this is the one-click medical gadget. If I turn my HUD overlay off, all that disappears. I'm just looking like I would as a normal person. Freaking this guy. So you can see all the different names and all the people running around. Door shut on me. You have like your weapon shop. You go around and check out all your weapons and whatnot. The insert button kind of zooms out so you're not in first person. Use an emote. I don't think he's feeling it. But yeah, pretty sweet, pretty fun, cool little game. But anyway, cool. Check out the game. Let us know what you think. If you have any questions or something I didn't really cover that you're not quite getting, feel free to hit me up and I'll try and get back to you. Alright, take care. Thanks for putting up for my video. And I know it cut out a couple of times. For some reason, Windows 10 and Camtasia are not getting along very well for me at the moment. But feel free to hit me up if you have more questions. Take care. I'm out.